So, let me ask you something. Have you ever left a conversation and thought, well, that was kind of awkward? You couldn't figure out why the other person kept laughing at things that weren't even funny. They dropped their phone, forgot what they were about to say, started talking, stopped, started again, and you went home thinking, that person is a little strange. Maybe, or maybe, you were the reason they suddenly forgot how to be normal. Now, before anybody gets too excited, this doesn't happen every single time. People can be nervous for 100 different reasons. But when you start noticing the same little reactions from different people over and over again, that's when it becomes interesting. And that's exactly what Carl Jung encouraged us to pay attention to, not just what people say, but the small things they do without even thinking, because those unconscious reactions often reveal more than words ever could. Number 10. People remember you, even when you barely remember meeting them. This one always makes me smile. Picture this. You're walking through the grocery store. Someone waves at you from the other side. They're smiling like they've known you forever, and you're standing there smiling back, while your brain is working overtime. Who is this? School? Work? My cousin's neighbor. You're scrolling through your memory faster than someone scrolling through Netflix trying to find something to watch. Finally, they walk over and say, "Hey, we met at Sarah's birthday party 3 months ago." And inside your head you're thinking, 3 months ago? I don't even remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. We've all been there. Here's what's interesting. People tend to remember faces that leave an emotional impression. Sometimes it's because someone was kind. Sometimes it's because they were funny. Sometimes it's because they had an energy that stood out. And yes, sometimes it's because they simply looked attractive. The funny part? The attractive person usually has no idea. They're just living life. Meanwhile, someone else has remembered their smile, their laugh, or the way they made everyone around them feel comfortable. Jung believed we often underestimate the impact we have on other people because we're trapped inside our own point of view. We see our flaws every morning. Everyone else sees the whole person. That's a very different experience. And here's the funny thing. If this has happened to you more than once, you probably blamed your bad memory. Maybe your memory isn't the surprising part. Maybe it's the impression you leave on people. Now I want to know, has this ever happened to you? Someone walked up like you were old friends, and you spent the whole conversation praying they'd say their own name first. Be honest. We've all done it. Drop a toe in the comments if you've ever smiled confidently while having absolutely no clue who the other person was. No judgment here. We've all been actors at one point. Now, the next sign is even funnier, because people don't even realize they're doing it. In fact, some of you have probably made other people do this today without noticing. Let's get into number 9. Number 9. People keep looking back after they walk past you. Have you ever walked past someone, kept going, then something told you to turn around, and they were already looking back at you? You both quickly look away like nothing happened. Smooth. Sometimes attraction isn't in the first look. It's in the second one. The first look notices you. The second look is because they wanted one more glance. Number 8. People remember where they saw you. This one is funny. Someone says, "I've seen you somewhere before." You start thinking, really? Where? The gym? The bank? A wedding? Mars? Half the time, they can't remember either. But somehow your face stayed in their mind. Some people simply leave a stronger impression than they realize. Number 7. People react before they think ever said hi. And the other person smiled so big it almost surprised them. Or they answered way too enthusiastically, then immediately tried to act cool. That's the unconscious mind at work. Sometimes the first reaction is the honest one. Before the brain steps in and says, "Okay, calm down." Number 6. People make small excuses to be near you. Have you noticed someone choosing the chair next to yours, standing in the same line even when another one is shorter, or walking the same direction as you for just a minute? Maybe they ask a question they could have Googled in 5 seconds. Sometimes people don't need a big reason. They just enjoy being around someone who catches their attention. And let's be honest, we've all suddenly become very interested in the same aisle as someone attractive at least once. Number 5. People give you the benefit of the doubt. Here's a funny one. Let's say you're 5 minutes late. Someone says, "Don't worry. Traffic was probably bad. You forget to reply to a message. No problem. They're probably busy." Meanwhile, if your best friend does the same thing, everyone's suddenly a detective. People naturally make kinder excuses for someone they like or find attractive. It doesn't happen every time, but if you've noticed people being surprisingly understanding with you, it might be more than just good luck. Number 4. People remember the smallest things about you. This one can catch you off guard. You casually mention your favorite ice cream once. Weeks later, someone says, "I saw your favorite flavor today." And you're thinking, you actually remembered that? It wasn't a big conversation. You weren't giving a speech, but somehow that tiny detail stayed with them. When people are genuinely interested in you, the little things don't stay little. Number 3. People act like they've known you for years. Have you ever met someone for the first time, and within 10 minutes they're telling you stories about their family, their childhood, or that embarrassing thing they did 5 years ago? You're standing there thinking, we literally just met. Some people naturally make others feel comfortable. When people feel safe around you, they open up much faster than usual. That's a quiet kind of attractiveness that has nothing to do with looks and everything to do with your presence. Number 2. People are happy to see you again. This one is easy to miss. You walk into a place you haven't visited in a while. A cashier smiles and says, "Hey, it's been a long time." A coworker lights up. Even your neighbor waves like you've just returned from a world tour, when really you were just busy. When people genuinely enjoy your presence, they don't just notice when you arrive. They remember how you made them feel, and that's the kind of attraction that lasts much longer than a first impression. Now stay with me, because number 1 is probably the biggest sign of all, and it's one that most attractive people never notice about themselves. Number 1. You still don't believe you're attractive. Now this might be the biggest sign of all. After everything we've talked about, some of you are probably still sitting there thinking, "Nah, this can't be me." And honestly, that's exactly why I saved this one for last. The people who spend every day staring at themselves in the mirror usually become experts at finding flaws. My nose, my hair, my smile, my height, my skin. We become our own toughest critics. Meanwhile, everyone else is seeing something completely different. They're seeing your smile, the way your eyes light up when you laugh, the way you make people feel comfortable, the confidence you don't even realize you have, the little things you stopped noticing years ago. Carl Jung often reminded us that we don't always see ourselves clearly. We can become so focused on our imperfections that we completely miss the qualities other people appreciate. And maybe, just maybe, you've been doing exactly that. Imagine carrying a backpack every day. After a while, you stop feeling its weight, but everyone else can still see you're wearing it. Attraction can be like that. You've lived with your face, your voice, and your personality for so long that they feel ordinary to you. But to someone meeting you for the first time, they're brand new. That's why the biggest lesson from today's video isn't, "You're the most attractive person in the world." No, the lesson is much simpler. Don't be so quick to decide your own worth. Let other people's kindness, their smiles, their excitement to see you, and the little moments we've talked about today, speak for themselves, because sometimes the only person who hasn't noticed your attractiveness is you. Now I have a question for you. Which sign have you experienced the most? Was it number 10, or did number 1 hit home? Tell us in the comments. I genuinely love reading your stories, and some of you always have the funniest experiences to share. And if this video made you smile or helped you see yourself a little differently today, do me one small favor. Hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more people. If you're new here, subscribe and join our growing community. Every week, we explore psychology, Carl Jung's wisdom, and the fascinating little things that make us human, all in a way that's easy to understand and fun to watch. Until next time. I want to leave you with one final thought. We spend so much of our lives trying to become good enough, good-looking enough, successful enough, confident enough. We compare ourselves with people on social media, with celebrities, with strangers we pass on the street, and sometimes even with old versions of ourselves. And if we're not careful, we start believing that everyone else has it all figured out. But here's the truth. Almost everyone is fighting a silent battle with self-doubt. Even the people you think are incredibly attractive have days when they don't feel attractive at all. They look in the mirror and notice the one thing they wish they could change. Just like you. Just like me. That's why it's so important not to let your mirror decide your worth. Because a mirror can only show your reflection. It can never show your kindness. It can never show your sense of humor. It can't show the way your smile makes someone else's day better. It can't show the comfort people feel when they're around you. And it definitely can't show the memories people carry with them long after you've walked away. Those are the things that truly stay with people. Carl Jung believed that we often see only a small part of ourselves, while much of who we are remains hidden even from us. Maybe that's why so many people underestimate themselves. Maybe that's why you've been overlooking qualities that everyone else notices so easily. So the next time you catch yourself being overly critical, pause for a second. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking, "What if I'm judging myself much harder than anyone else ever would?" That one small question can change the way you see yourself. And remember, being attractive isn't about being perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. Real people laugh too loud. They make silly mistakes. They have bad hair days. They trip over absolutely nothing. They tell a joke that nobody laughs at, then laugh at themselves anyway. That's what makes people memorable. That's what makes people human. So don't spend your life chasing perfection. Spend it becoming comfortable with who you are. Because confidence grows when you stop trying to impress everyone and simply enjoy being yourself. Now, before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which sign in today's video made you stop and think, "Hey, that actually happens to me"? Was it number 10? Was it number 1? Or maybe you've experienced something we didn't even mention today. Share your story in the comments. I really do read them, and one of my favorite parts of this channel is seeing all of you encouraging each other. Who knows? Your comment might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. And if you enjoyed hanging out with me, don't forget to give this video a like. Subscribe if you're new, and become part of this amazing community where we explore psychology, Carl Jung's ideas, self-growth, and the little mysteries of everyday life, all with a smile and a good conversation. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I never take that for granted. Until next time, take care of yourself. Be patient with yourself. Keep smiling. Keep growing. And remember, you spend your whole life looking at yourself through familiar eyes. The rest of the world doesn't. Sometimes they're able to see a light in you that you've been too close to notice. Maybe today is the day you stop looking for flaws and start seeing yourself with a little more kindness. You deserve that. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and God bless.